Okay, I really need to get this phone line fixed. I refuse to Zoom. Oh, are we on the air? We're on the air. It's DJ Mighty Iris. Hello. I'm awaiting a phone call from a very funny guy. Shout out to Broken Lizard for connecting us. They rock. This man is a stand-up comedian, a TV host, a podcaster. He might have even had his hand in gynecology. I don't know. This guy does everything. You've heard his voice on Robot Chicken. He's also an actor that's been on numerous TV shows like Friends, Will and Grace, That 70s Show. He was Captain Polanski on Tacoma FD, and most nostalgically, that's a word, right? He was Mike Callahan on the show My Boys, now in its 20th anniversary revival streaming on Prime Video, and he is currently rewatching every single episode with co-host Michael Bunin for his new podcast, Who Needs? I Needs. I Needs to take caller number 9. Jamie Kaler, you're on the air. Let's go. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Jamie Kaler. I'm sorry. This is old radio equipment. If you could see what I'm working with, you'd laugh.
I miss old-timey radio.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm forever amazed when a celebrity says yes to me. I'm a freak with a microphone, so thank you.
I'm always amazed when anybody thinks I'm a celebrity. That's really where the amazement starts to come in.
Oh, my God. I love your voice, by the way. Is hosting a radio show the one thing you haven't done yet?
You know what's funny? I wish radio was still kind of a thing because, yes, I would love to do some radio. I could totally see doing the morning drive coming up next. Here's Steve with weather. Steve, what's happening over on the 101 this morning? It feels like a traffic jam's about to happen. I love that era.
Exactly. What kind of radio station do you think you'd want to work for?
In Boston, it was WBCN was the cool one. Played all kinds of talking heads and new wave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love talking heads. So how
is
your...
a lot of voiceover stuff. So I do, on Robot Chicken, I get to do that because I play the bloopers. So Mo was like, here's more crazy bloopers. And then in Loud House, I play Lisa Loud, the softball announcer.
That's my dream, to be an animated character one day. We'll see. I'll try and manifest it
sooner. That's the hardest world I've had to get into.
Really? The voiceover?
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure, because there's so many talented people.
I know.
Who, and it's not what you look like. It's literally what you sound like. Like Carlos Alazraqui's a really good friend of mine. And he's got 500 TV credits of shows because he's the crazy voice of Rick and he's everything. It's crazy.
How's your Monday been so far?
I'm okay. I'm flying to Nashville tomorrow to perform for Nate Bargatze's channel, the Nate Land. I do stand-up, yes. And I used to tour a lot, but now my wife travels for work, so I kind of stay home and watch the kids and then do whatever acting and some stand-up here. But the kids are starting to get to an age where I'm starting to tour again.
Yeah.
And so, we're doing the My Boys Rewatch podcast. I was on a show called My Boys for 4 seasons.
I remember.
We're doing a little rewatch podcast.
Yeah.
Social media now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I miss the old days a little bit.
Yeah, that was when I was on MySpace back when My Boys was out. I don't know if you had a MySpace account. That was
Tom and I were very good friends. Wasn't it Tom who was running?
Yeah. He was everyone's number one, I think. Are you on all the social medias?
I am at Jamie Kaler.
What's your favorite one? Which one do you like the best?
Probably Instagram.
Me too.
Think.
Yeah.
I had this crazy post called Neighborhood Takeover, in which is me kind of taking over the neighborhood, and it got 30 million views, and I was like,
holy
whoa.
Shit.
And so it was a good lesson in, because I just, I shot this little goofy video of me being funny, and I put it up, and you just never know.
Yeah. Can I ask you a serious question before we talk about the My Boys Rewatch podcast?
Sure.
Okay. How the heck did you meet Richard Marx? Because I saw that you, on your website, you interviewed him, and I love him. And how is he in your Rolodex? How do you know Richard Marx?
It's a My Boys connection story. So I was doing, here at Universal Studios, they were doing a pilot for a variety show.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing stand-up on it. And so I was in the green room, and I looked over, and I was like, holy cow, that's Richard Marx. Because I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I was too nerdy out. I wouldn't go over to him. And then all of a sudden, he came over to me, and he's like, hey, you're Jamie, right? And I go, I am, dude. What are you talking about? And he goes, I'm a huge My Boys fan because he's from Chicago.
Oh, that's okay.
And so
yeah.
we ended up talking for a while, and it was really funny. Honestly, he's the nicest person you'll ever meet, and so talented. And he has a new album out actually right now.
I love it. Have you heard it?
Yeah, of course.
It's
After
so
Hours.
good.
It's
yeah,
jazz. It's so good.
Very good.
So he was getting divorced with 3 kids right at the time I was getting married and starting to have kids. So we crossed paths in the night. And we probably would have been way better friends and hung out, but he's always cool. He is going to come do the My Boys Rewatch podcast, but he was supposed to come like one of the first few episodes, and we couldn't make the schedule work. We were all out of town and stuff and juggling it, but he's going to come do it again. He's like the sweetest guy. And
oh my God.
In concert, you know how sometimes musicians talk between songs and you're like, just shut up and play. He's the opposite. His stories are so good, and he's such a good storyteller.
I've heard.
And then he plays songs. Yeah, he's hilariously funny. Like a really funny guy.
Yeah, I watch his podcast too. So yeah, man.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's a hard person to get a hold of. He doesn't have a record label, so it's like usually that's how I would reach out. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep DMing him. But yeah, that's so cool that you guys know each other. Okay, so Who Needs the podcast? I'm excited about this because I started rewatching it myself. You're doing the podcast with Michael Bunin, right? Like he's your co-host.
Yep, he plays Kenny on the show. I played Mike on the show. And we were kind of inseparable. It was funny, we really didn't know each other before the show, and then we got cast as like best friends, and then kind of became best friends. And so I still,
that's so cool.
Like all the guys were the groomsmen in my wedding, Reed Scott, Kyle Howard, Mike Bunin, and we're still besties. Kaler just had a baby.
Aww.
Jordana's got kids. She lives in Brooklyn, and I still see Kyle a lot. We golf. Reed lives right close to me, but he's in New York shooting Law & Order right now, so we don't see each other that much, but we're still all super close. Yeah, it was just one of those weird shows where it's like, it was so much fun. We had such a blast doing it. So it's been kind of really fun to look back because that was like 19 years ago. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And none of us had kids. You know, Reed didn't have kids. Jordana didn't have kids. I didn't have kids. None of us were married. We were kind of reminiscing, and each show is really funny too because over the last 20 years, the technology has been so cataclysmically changed that like
phones.
Jokes on the show are like, I think I turned to Gaffigan at one moment. I'm like, so what are you setting a tweet? You shooting out a tweet like the kids? And he goes, yeah, man, I'm starting a tweet. Or, he was texting, so he goes, wait, what are you doing texting? And it was like, now no one will even answer the phone. People only text.
Yeah, that was when texting was like just getting...
Nobody had pictures. Like my poor daughter, I talk to her all the time and I go, listen, in my life, I get away with things that you're never going to get away with. So you have to be careful. If you get really drunk at a party, someone's going to film it.
I know.
Put it online. Just get used to it.
Oh my God.
I remember in like college being blackout drunk and like no idea where I was. But nowadays it would be online before I woke up.
Yes, dude, that happened to me on Saturday. My hangover was so bad yesterday that it overfloweth like to today. Do you still get hungover like that? Do you still like...
I can't at my age.
Oh, okay.
Listen, like 2 glasses of wine will give me a hangover.
Oh, yeah. That makes me sleepy.
I can't believe we used to drink. Oh, my gosh. And, the kids today aren't drinking. I did a show the other night here at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to the audience, and there was a bunch of young people, like 21-year-olds. None of them were drinking. They go, oh, we don't really drink much. We don't drink much at all.
That blows my mind. The younger generation don't even go out. Yeah.
No, I know. They're online, just online connecting, and you're like, they're not having sex, they're not drinking, and I'm like, I think you guys are missing out on a big part of life.
It's very weird. I had chlamydia at age, what was it? I'm just kidding. I don't think I actually had it. Yeah.
No, I still have it. We all have it. Let's face
everybody does. No, but that's what's... That's what's funny to me about My Boys is because back in the day, I moved in with a guy friend of mine and we totally slept together. That's true. That's the reality. So the fact that PJ,
we're watching the first season, and so we had Reed on the show. And Reed had originally been asked to read for Kyle's part, Bobby, as the love interest.
Oh.
And I didn't know any of this. And Reed was like, no, I was supposed to read for that, but I went into the room and I read for that. And then I said, hey, this is kind of crazy, but I'd rather be Brando. Can I read for that part? And they're like, all right. Because we're watching the show, and he and Jordana, he's crashing with her. And the whole time I'm like, who doesn't want to sleep with Reed Scott?
Yeah.
And so we're kind of laughing because we know the real Brando, he was one of the writers. The real Brando is Brendan Smith.
Oh.
And he's a normal guy, and you can see like being friends with him and not trying to sleep with him. But once you cast Reed in that part, you're like, and one of the girls blows him off in like the first couple episodes, and we're all like, no girls blowing Reed Scott off. Please.
They'd be in line to blow him, but not blow him off.
Yes.
For real. And what's funny is that I'm Brendan, not because of the looks or anything, but because I host a radio show, and he actually wore one of my t-shirts in one of the episodes. He wears a yellow Camp Fun Time Debbie Harry shirt, and I have that shirt. So you're watching each episode back. How often are you going to be posting these? Who needs?
They're coming out once a week.
Once a week. Okay. And
any more is just too much for people, I think. But yeah.
Are you watching these with Michael?
Yeah, we sit and watch the show with Victor Nelly, and it's so funny because and I take some notes and we kind of talk about it. But it's so funny because he and I are watching the show. I can't remember anything. I don't even know how the plot goes. So all of a sudden, like, Reed meets with a girl, and we think she says no to him, and he's like, and I go, oh, I guess they're not getting married. And then Reed goes, actually, she said yes. And I go, no recollection of anything in that show. Yeah. Even my lines, I'm like, I don't remember saying that. Nobody does. Kyle was the same. Kyle's like, I don't remember any of this. Neither does Reed. Reed was like, I don't remember one day of this. I mean, we remember kind of having fun and a blast, but the storylines we don't really remember.
Yeah. Oh, that must be so much fun to rewatch then. But you guys are such good conversationalists. Is that a word? That the time goes by so fast. You don't have to worry about don't stress out about it being over an hour, because I love every second of your conversation.
Oh, you're so kind.
It's so good. Yeah.
We try to keep them tight, though. We are trying to land around between 45 and 60.
Okay, well, that's perfect.
So it's been so much fun, and the fan base has been super cool and jumping in and asking questions. And we've been talking about doing it for a long time, and it wasn't until it popped on Amazon Prime that we were like, all right. And now apparently I think season 1 is coming off of Amazon Prime. So we got to figure out where the show is, whether it's going to be Tubi or we don't even know what's happening anymore. But we're just going to keep doing them. And we might even have to pull out old DVDs that our creator has and stuff and just do it that way. But we're still going to do it. And then honestly, I want to get past the show. Like, I love talking about the show and stuff, but I want to have like Richard Marx on and just talk about life. And I want to do stuff like that because I think Mike and I, we always have these crazy conversations on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to do down the road. And then tour the show and actually go out and hit the road and do some stand-up and maybe do some podcasts on the road. Yeah.
Can I be on the list for that? Because
yes.
I'm in San Antonio.
We're going to do live shows, and we do them on StreamYard. And I did this because I have another thing called the Parents Lounge. We were documenting being a parent, and it was a comedy thing or whatever. And we would do live StreamYard shows. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we would just go, all right, we post the link. And, there's a green room in StreamYard, and you can just go live and bring people into the show. And so we posted the link so anyone could come into the show.
Oh.
And, of course, we got some crazy people, and we're like, bye-bye. We get rid of them.
Yeah.
But we would get, like, legit fans who would ask amazing questions because I had, like, Engvall, Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy. Richard Marx did that show. And,
whoa.
When I first did all these shows like that, I had great comics on there. And so we'd have people call in, they would actually appear on the show, and it was really funny. And I want to do that with this, to have the fans come in and ask specific questions of like Reed or Kyle or whoever we have as the guest.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
I know, right? It's so much fun.
Yeah. Betsy Thomas, did she have like a sort of beef with Sex and the City at all? Because there's an episode that really goes hard after Sex and the City, and I can't wait for y'all to talk about that episode. I think it's called Douchebag in the City.
It's so funny, and that's the one Ryan Reynolds is on.
Yeah.
And Reed becomes a douchebag in the city. So she did. It wasn't a beef so much as she was like, well, this show's not representative of who I am. Mm-hmm. She was a Chicago girl from out of Detroit, and she went to Northwestern, and they liked hanging in bars and playing poker and softball and that kind of stuff. And she was like, where's Sex in the City for that? With people who don't care that they're wearing Manolo Blahniks. Mm-hmm. And so she wrote it 5 years before it was made, actually. And so it sat in a shelf. And then Jamie Tarsis, who at the time was like the president of ABC, went on to say, hey, you should pull that back out. And they pulled it out because Betsy did an episode too. And we talk about all of that. That's why there's a VO, because the network was trying to do the anti-Sex in the City. By the way, I love Sex in the City. I thought it was a fantastic show.
Yeah. Oh, same.
Yeah. I think we're going to have Chris Noth on too, because Chris Noth has kids at my school. We're at the same school.
Oh,
it's so
wow.
Crazy. I go, that's Chris Noth. Mr. Big is at my school.
That's
so maybe we'll have him on, and we'll talk about the difference between Sex and the City and My Boys or whatever.
I would love that. You're the Samantha, by the way. I think you're the Samantha. Michael is the Miranda.
Kristen.
I
guess I am Samantha. No, you're right. Cynthia Nixon. She's like a New York congresswoman or something.
Her sarcasm, though, I see that in Michael Bunan's character. And then
very much.
I feel like Reed is the lovesick Charlotte one.
Bobby's Mr. Big.
Yeah.
So we had Ryan Reynolds in the show, and he was still pretty famous, and he was very businesslike. He was nice, super funny, but he did it as a favor to Jamie Tarsis, who was a good friend of his, and she was one of the EPs. And so for him, he was like, he didn't want to be credited. I didn't blame him. He had movies out. He was just kind of doing it as a total goof. And he pops in. It really is funny. We haven't rewatched that one yet, but that is one of the few I really remember.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many crazy things. I end up making out with Mimi Rogers in season 4. I marry Rachel Harris.
Yeah. Mimi Rogers.
So many great guest stars.
So many.
In the show. We had Mary Lou Henner on. Martin Mull was on the show.
Billy Burke.
Billy Burke was there.
My God.
That's right. I think he had just shot Twilight, maybe. I forget.
Oh, my God. Really?
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. So. I'm hoping to see Johnny Galecki. Trouty, man. Like, I want to see him.
We just watched. So he lives in Nashville. He's such a nice cat. Like we
cool.
were close friends, and then once Big Bang took off, he was actually talking about shooting the pilot for this nerd show when he was working with us. And they shot it twice. They recast Kaylee Cuoco. There was another girl in the first pilot, and he was talking about he was shooting with us, and he was like, I shot this nerd pilot. It didn't go, but they want to kind of reshoot it again. I think they're going to recast a couple of the people or something or other. And he's like, whatever. And then, of course, half $500 million later.
Oh, my goodness.
So crazy.
Wow.
You just never know when you go in for an audition. Like those guys on Friends just went for an audition. They were just working actors trying to get a job.
Yeah.
And sure enough.
You were bartending?
I was bartending.
That's so cool.
I had shot pilots before. I had shot a pilot with George Clooney for HBO. A few years earlier, that everyone was like, quit your day job. You're going to be doing this for the next 10 years of your life. And the pilot didn't get picked up.
What kind of show was it?
You never know. It was about an acting class. And he was the writer and exec producer with Matt Adler and Grant Heslov. It ended up becoming a reality show like a couple of years after that. But it was called Kilroy. And Frank Langella was an acting teacher. And I was the jerk in the acting class. It was a big stretch for me. Nick Lang was in it. And we thought for sure it was going. And then at the table read, like everyone's like, Laura San Giacomo was like, quit your day job. You'll be working on this. And then I was back bartending like 5 days later. I was like,
oh,
okay.
My gosh.
Okay.
Were you a good bartender?
That's my best skill ever.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm still like, I don't know if I could get behind the stick again, but that was my best skill, because you're part comic, you're part actor, you're making drinks. I really liked it. I worked in this Irish pub, O'Brien's in Santa Monica from like 94 to 2004, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I even kept my shifts through the first season of My Boys. I didn't give my shifts up. I had them covered for a year. You never know from season to season if the show's getting picked up again. And so finally, halfway through season 2, the manager called. He's like, dude, I feel like you don't work here anymore. I go, I guess I don't. I hadn't worked a shift in like a year and a half. And I gave up my rent-controlled apartment and moved out here and got married and had children and crazy times.
Man, were you guys really drinking booze like during the filming or what was that? I'm just kidding, because I know you guys drank with each other, right?
We drank all the time. We didn't drink while we worked.
Not we worked, okay.
We did not, not while we worked. But the second we wrapped, we would just hang out on the lot at Paramount and drink and drive the golf carts around and party. And it was crazy. And we talked about it in the podcast. When we went back for season 2, there was a big letter that went around to all the sets that were like, hey, just so you know, this is a dry lot. You're not allowed to drink.
Yeah.
Community was on the next stage over. The stage we worked on was where Cheers was shot.
Oh, my God, Cheers.
And so we would walk over, Joel McHale and Allison Brie were on Community. And
oh, that's so cool.
Everybody Hates Chris was on the next stage over.
That's bizarre.
So
was the L Word shooting there too? Because I saw 2 people from the L Word in My Boys, 2 actresses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. But even if they were actors, they would just come to the other lot.
Oh, okay. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Was Jim Gaffigan your in? Because he had already done Super Troopers when y'all shot.
No, my in
Boys.
was Lemmy and Heffernan. I had done stand-up with Lemmy and Heffernan, and I did their podcast, Chewing It, and then they did my podcast, The Dadlands. And I just went to the Super Troopers 3 Friends and Family kind of a test screening, and we all gave notes and stuff after, and it was great. Super Troopers 3 is coming in a few months.
August
Crazy.
7th. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I got to talk to
Yeah,
Marisa Coughlan, too, a few weeks ago.
She's great.
So, yeah, she's so
great
nice.
in the movie. They all are. Everybody's so great. And the guy who played my son on Tacoma FD, John Rudnitsky's in it.
Oh,
and
he's in it?
Hilarious.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember cursing on... That was weird for me, too. I didn't remember cursing on TBS. Was it bleeped back then?
No,
Okay.
and here's what's really funny, because one of our catchphrases was bullshit, total bullshit.
Yeah.
The second bullshit was improvised by Bunin, because I go, bullshit, and he goes, total bullshit.
Yeah.
And we had to get the second bullshit cleared, because we were only allowed one bullshit per episode. And so they had to fight to get the second one cleared. But yeah, because it was cable. It was TBS, so I guess we were allowed. We couldn't say the F-bomb, I don't believe, but we had some shits for sure.
And giggles. I remember thinking My Boys was so different because I hadn't seen a lot of sitcoms that didn't have a laugh track in it. Was that kind of newer back then?
It really was one of the first single camera ones. Yeah, that they were starting to do, for sure. And what's funny is I came from the world of 4-camera. Most of the shows I'd done were 4-camera. Friends, Will and Grace, King of Queens. And then I end up booking this show that's single camera, which it's great. It's super great. But my favorite is 4-camera.
Yeah.
You rehearse it all week. You get up in front of a live crowd. You know, you let it rip, and it lives and dies the way it is. And that's it. And then you go up and do it again Monday. But ours, you know, the poker scenes would take 12 hours to shoot because there was so many different angles and coverage and stuff. So,
oh my gosh,
if you were the first one up that day, nobody knew their lines. And if you were the last one up, everyone was already like so over it. Everybody was phoning it in. Like, you wanted to be in the sweet spot in the middle where everyone was still kind of actively doing it. But yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the fact that you can collab on YouTube now, I didn't know you could do that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You can collab on what channels?
On YouTube, I saw that when I'm watching one of your episodes, it has your Jamie Kaler YouTube channel along with the Who Needs together. Yeah.
Well, that's the first I've heard of it. Our mutual friend, Ben Duff, who has been helping me collab, he's like the YouTube master. And so it is great. And so when we do the StreamYard live show, it will go out to all the sites. That's how we did it in the Parents Lounge. It literally went to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, all simultaneously.
Whoa.
And we can read everyone's comments and stuff. So it was really kind of a cool setup, and that's what we're going to do again. And we're going to do My Boys. And I think we're going to have, like, you know, we'll do it on like a Friday night or something where everyone can just have a drink and sit at their computer and join the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I love about Sex and the City and My Boys. It's very, it's a comforting show. I love seeing the bar scenes because that just feels, it's cozy.
Gosh, it's so cozy, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the gag. Yeah, I'm in the backyard. I just stepped in my dog's poop.
Oh, no.
Which is not comforting whatsoever.
Aw, what kind of dog?
We have a new puppy. He's a little mini golden doodle.
Aw.
And it's funny that's what I'm getting from watching this show is that era. And I do stand up, and I don't ever want to sound like the old boomer guy, but it's like, it really was better back then.
Yeah,
and nobody's
man.
really fighting it anymore. Nobody's like, no, Jamie, it's so much better now with social media and constantly on camera and everyone filming everything you do.
No way.
And everyone thinking they're an influencer and AI taking over. It really was kind of a golden time from like the 90s and the 2000s.
I agree.
So I think people are digging it. I'm the same. I just rewatched Mad Men, which is like one of my favorite shows of all time.
Oh, I never saw that one. It's on HBO, I think. I know. I need to watch it.
So that's the 60s. The Deuce is the 70s, and then you go back and you watch Cheers, and everyone watches their comfort foods because that's what we want to do. We want that.
Seinfeld's another comfort show for me. I even almost answered the phone call. I almost went, Jamie, hello, like Uncle Leo.
Yeah. I have a joke about that.
Tell me.
As parents, if we had 2 hours to watch a movie, we would basically fight about what we're about to watch and then just watch a Seinfeld rerun. That's basically the show that keeps marriage alive.
It's the best. The best, Jerry.
It's so good.
Best,
Jerry.
The best, Jerry. Yeah, I suck.
So.
You, by the way, I don't know if you were filming My Boys in your 30s or your 20s, but you look the same. You must be happy or something. That's the luck of the Irish. Like, what? Why? How?
I just refuse to age. Well, it's funny. In the
What's working?
episode about it, you're very kind. Yeah, I just kind of was a late bloomer. But when we did the show, they thought I was younger. They thought I was 5 years younger than I was.
Oh, wow.
Because I had just gone to the Montreal Comedy Festival as a new face, and I was 40 years old the year before. So in the first year of shooting My Boys, I was 41.
Get out.
Yeah. And nobody knew it. And so finally, by season 3, they all figured it out. Because back then, IMDb didn't have your age on it. Now you can Google anyone and find their age out. So in the show, they write that Mike's character is 5 years older, and nobody knows it until he pulls his ID out at the bar. They blast me for that. Yeah.
That is so funny. By the way, I hate that Tacoma FD isn't on Netflix anymore. Like, they don't even have it on DVD. I would love to buy those.
How do they not pay for another season or two? That show, I still am like, how did that show not have more episodes? I thought those guys were the best.
They are.
I know. That needs a reboot too. That one and My Boys. Maybe we'll do a joint Tacoma FD My Boys reboot.
Yeah, crossover. That would be awesome.
I know.
I started watching your Teacher of the Year movie. It's streaming for free on Plex right now.
Jason Strauss made that, my buddy.
Oh, my God.
Keegan Michael Key. Oh, my God. When we shot that thing, we improvised. It's all improvised. The whole movie's improvised.
You guys are nuts. That is so funny to me. I'm a fan of the mockumentary. I won't keep you too much longer. I just wanted to say I love the podcast so far. I will be sharing it. I followed it on YouTube. So is there a page for Who Needs on Instagram?
Not for Who Needs. No, that's just me at Jamie Kaler, and we share clips from the show, and so does Mike Bunin. So come find me individually at Jamie Kaler. There is a Who Needs YouTube channel, and then it's always on Apple and Spotify and wherever else you can hear podcasts. And it's Who Needs a My Boys Rewatch podcast. Yeah.
Well, I followed you on Instagram, so I'll be tagging you when I post clips of these.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully people will follow so that when I come out on the road, they can come out and see me live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Your stand-up's great, too. I saw that on your YouTube channel.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's the special. Oh, my God. I homeschooled 2 kids during the pandemic and wrote a comedy special about it.
It's great. It's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very cathartic. I still have PTSD from that, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the pandemic was something else.
It was something else. But thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Jamie.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, I love him. That was Jamie Kaler, ladies and gentlemen, a Jamie, if you will, of all trades, currently rewatching his show My Boys for the 20th anniversary. His podcast is called Who Needs with Michael Bunin. Follow it on YouTube. Follow him at Jamie Kaler and at Michael Bunin on Instagram. Watch the episodes along with him if you still can on Prime Video. I don't know if they took it off already, which is weird, but you can also order the DVDs. I should have asked if there were bloopers. Okay, next time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.